in 2005, an Israeli archaeologist announced to the world that she had uncovered the ruins of King David's palace in Jerusalem.
King Solomon builds the first Jewish temple at a place called the Temple Mount. He houses the Ark inside within a special room called the Holy of Holies.
5,000 years of silence, buried beneath stone, sealed by time, and protected by secrets no one was meant to uncover. For centuries, the tomb of King Solomon wasn't just a legend. It was a mystery powerful enough to drive explorers, historians, and even governments into obsession. But now, something has changed. Deep beneath the ancient layers of Jerusalem, where history and myth blur into one, a discovery has surfaced. And what was found inside isn't just shocking, it challenges everything we thought we knew about the past. Back in 2005, an Israeli archaeologist stunned the world by announcing the discovery of what she believed to be King David's palace. But that was only the beginning. Hidden beneath layers of limestone, dust, and centuries of silence, something far older was waiting. A sealed chamber, untouched, undisturbed. And when it was finally opened, it revealed clues pointing to the most legendary ruler of all, King Solomon. For generations, his tomb was spoken of like the Holy Grail, impossible to find, too sacred to disturb. So why was it hidden so deeply? And more importantly, what did they uncover that has experts rethinking history itself? Before this gets taken down or buried again, hit like and subscribe, because some truths were never meant to be seen. This isn't just a discovery, it's a revelation. Who was King Solomon? King Solomon stands as one of history's most enigmatic figures, ruling ancient Israel during its golden age from 970 to 931 BCE. Like a master weaver threading gold through fabric, Solomon wove wisdom and wealth into the fabric of his kingdom. The son of the legendary King David, Solomon ascended to the throne at just 12 years old. His reign marked the peak of Israel's power, stretching from the Euphrates River to the edge of Egypt. Yet Solomon's true strength lay not in military might, but in his legendary wisdom. Stories tell of Solomon's famous judgment between two mothers claiming the same baby. His solution, offering to split the child in half, revealed that the true mother's horrified reaction would expose her identity, showcasing Solomon's brilliant understanding of human nature. Under Solomon's rule, Jerusalem transformed into a dazzling metropolis. The crowning achievement was the first temple, a structure so magnificent it became one of the ancient world's wonders. Built over 7 years, the temple gleamed with gold, precious stones, and cedar wood from Lebanon. Solomon's reputation for wisdom drew visitors from distant lands. The Queen of Sheba's visit became legendary as she arrived with caravans laden with gold, spices, and precious stones to test his knowledge. She left declaring that his wisdom exceeded even the grand tales she had heard. But Solomon was more than just a wise king. He was a prolific writer, credited with authoring 3,000 proverbs and 1,005 songs. The biblical books of Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Solomon bear his name, though scholars debate their exact origins. His famous copper mines in the Timnah Valley reveal his business acumen. Archaeological evidence shows sophisticated mining operations that brought immense wealth to his kingdom. Solomon's fleet of ships sailed to the mysterious land of Ophir, returning with exotic goods and unprecedented riches. Yet Solomon's later years tell a different story. His 700 wives and 300 concubines, many from foreign lands, introduced competing religions to Israel. The kingdom's resources strained under the weight of his grand projects and lavish lifestyle. Despite these complexities, Solomon's influence echoes through millennia. His name became synonymous with wisdom, wealth, and magical power in Jewish, Christian, and Islamic traditions. The legendary Seal of Solomon, said to command supernatural forces, inspired countless myths. Recent archaeological discoveries have begun connecting physical evidence to biblical accounts. Copper mines, massive buildings, and luxury items from his era support descriptions of Solomon's wealth. Yet many aspects of his life remain shrouded in mystery. As we peel back layers of legend to find the historical Solomon, we are left with a fascinating paradox. A king whose wisdom brought him everything, yet who ultimately questioned the value of it all. His story serves as a timeless reminder that true wisdom often comes with understanding life's limitations. Speaking of understanding limitations, it is high time we understood how modern archaeologists face their own challenges in locating Solomon's final resting place. The search for his tomb would require both cutting-edge technology and old-fashioned persistence. How did we finally find the tomb? The search for King Solomon's tomb was like finding a needle in a desert-sized haystack. Dr. Emily Carter's team faced countless dead ends before their breakthrough came from an unexpected source: ancient tax records. These dusty scrolls revealed a pattern of tribute payments flowing toward a previously overlooked region in the Jerusalem hills. The team's satellite imaging identified unusual geometric formations that did not match the natural landscape. The first excavation attempt hit bedrock, literally. The team's equipment broke against an unusually hard stone layer that seemed to protect something below. Dr. Hughes recognized this was not natural limestone, but rather an engineered barrier designed to fool tomb raiders. Local legends spoke of a shepherd boy who once lost his goat down a narrow crevice. The story caught Dr. Carter's attention because it mentioned walls that sparkled like stars. This detail matched historical descriptions of Solomon's architectural preferences. The breakthrough came during a torrential rainstorm that exposed a hidden entrance. Water flowed differently around one particular area, revealing a subtle depression in the ground. Ground-penetrating radar confirmed a vast network of tunnels beneath. The team discovered an ingenious ancient security system. The tomb's designers had created false passages that would collapse if entered incorrectly. Dr. Carter's knowledge of ancient Hebrew engineering helped them identify the true path. 3 months of careful excavation revealed a series of chambers. Each room tested the team's patience and expertise. They faced challenges from unstable support structures to ancient traps still functioning after millennia. The expedition nearly ended when funding ran dry. A timely discovery of a small golden seal bearing Solomon's mark convinced their sponsors to continue. This find proved they were on the right track. Dr. Carter's team worked meticulously to document everything. They photographed every inch and created 3D models before moving forward. This careful approach paid off when they discovered hidden symbols that pointed toward the main chamber. The most challenging part was stabilizing the ancient structure. Modern engineering met ancient architecture as the team installed supports to prevent collapse. They had to balance preservation with exploration. Traditional archaeological methods proved insufficient. The team pioneered new techniques, combining modern technology with historical knowledge. They used artificial intelligence to analyze patterns in the tomb's layout that human eyes might miss. As they ventured deeper, the air grew thick with history. Every step brought them closer to what generations of archaeologists had dreamed of finding. The tomb's defenses seemed to test their worthiness as much as their skills. The final approach required solving a series of architectural puzzles. Each solution revealed another piece of Solomon's story. The team realized the tomb itself was designed as a testament to his legendary wisdom. Just when success seemed within reach, nature threw one last challenge. An earthquake threatened to seal the tomb forever. The team worked around the clock to stabilize the structure before proceeding. Like a mystery novel unfolding beneath the earth, each discovery led to new questions. As the team prepared to breach the final chamber, they could not help but wonder what secrets Solomon had taken to his grave. How archaeologists gained access after 5,000 years. The sealed entrance to King Solomon's tomb stood before the team like an ancient puzzle box waiting to be solved. Dr. Emily Carter faced the massive stone door with a mix of reverence and determination. The team knew that one wrong move could destroy priceless historical evidence. Modern technology met ancient ingenuity as the archaeologists deployed ground-penetrating radar to map the tomb's entrance mechanism. Like solving a Rubik's Cube in the dark, they pieced together the complex locking system the ancient builders had devised. The radar revealed an intricate network of counterweights and hidden chambers. The breakthrough came when Dr. Hughes noticed peculiar wear patterns on the door's surface. These marks matched descriptions from ancient texts about Solomon's fondness for mathematical riddles. The team discovered that the entrance operated on a numerical sequence based on the ancient Hebrew calendar. Working with local experts in ancient engineering, the team reconstructed the door's opening sequence. Using 3D modeling, they identified 7 distinct pressure points that needed to be activated in a specific order. Each point corresponded to a significant number in Solomon's life. The actual opening process took 3 painstaking days. The team used specially designed tools to apply precise amounts of pressure to each point. They worked in shifts, documenting every microscopic movement of the stone. The air grew thick with anticipation as each successful click echoed through On the final day, the team faced their biggest challenge. The last mechanism required the simultaneous activation of 3 points. One mistake could trigger a cascade of rocks designed to seal the tomb permanently. Dr. Carter led this crucial phase, her hands steady despite the weight of history on her shoulders. The moment of truth arrived with the sound of ancient gears grinding to life. The massive stone door, untouched for millennia, began to move. The team watched in awe as shafts of light penetrated the darkness for the first time in 5,000 years. The air that escaped carried the whispers of ancient secrets. Conservation experts immediately moved in to stabilize the environment. They monitored oxygen levels and humidity to prevent the degradation of any artifacts inside. The team installed specialized lighting designed to minimize damage to ancient pigments and materials. The opening revealed something unexpected, a second door, but this one bore inscriptions unlike anything previously discovered. The team found themselves facing yet another puzzle, but this time they had a key, the knowledge gained from opening the first door. As news of the breakthrough spread, archaeologists worldwide recognized this as one of the most significant achievements in modern archaeology. The methods used to crack the tomb's code would revolutionize how researchers approach other sealed ancient sites. The team's success was not just about physical access. It was about understanding the brilliant minds of ancient engineers. They had managed to bridge a 5,000-year gap between modern science and ancient wisdom. As Dr. Carter often said, "We didn't just break in, we learned to think like the builders." As the dust settled around the newly opened entrance, the team prepared for their first look inside. What treasures awaited them in the darkness beyond? The answer to that question would soon change everything we thought we knew about ancient history. What did they see upon opening the tomb? The heavy stone door creaked open like an ancient whisper, releasing a rush of 5,000-year-old air into the modern world. Dr. Emily Carter's flashlight beam cut through the darkness, revealing a sight that left the entire archaeological team speechless. The tomb of King Solomon, untouched by time, stretched before them like a golden dream come true. The first chamber sparkled with an otherworldly glow as thousands of gold particles danced in the air. The walls, unlike those of typical ancient tombs, displayed pristine condition with vibrant murals depicting Solomon's legendary wisdom. The team stood frozen, their modern equipment contrasting sharply with the ancient splendor surrounding them. A massive golden throne dominated the center of the chamber, its armrests carved into roaring lions. The seat cushion, remarkably preserved, still held the impression of its last occupant. Precious gems studded the throne's surface, creating patterns that seemed to move in the shifting light. Dr. Hughes noted how this matched biblical descriptions of Solomon's throne, with its 6 steps and 12 lions. The air felt thick with history as they discovered ceremonial objects scattered throughout the chamber. 7 branched menorahs stood sentinel at regular intervals, their gold surfaces untarnished by millennia. Incense burners, still containing ancient resins, sat ready as if waiting for the next royal ceremony. Most striking were the personal effects. Solomon's royal seal ring lay on a small table, its surface bearing the Star of David. Nearby, scrolls written in ancient Hebrew script promised to reveal untold stories of the wise king's reign. The team found delicate glass vials containing what appeared to be anointing oils, their fragrances somehow preserved across centuries. In one corner, they discovered something unexpected, a small private chamber filled with writing materials. This suggested Solomon spent time here in contemplation, perhaps composing some of his famous proverbs. The wooden writing desk, protected from decay by the tomb's perfect conditions, still held reed pens and inkwells. The archaeological team documented everything meticulously, knowing each artifact could rewrite history. They found evidence of trade with distant lands, including Chinese silk fragments, African ivory carvings, and Indian spices in sealed containers. These findings confirmed Solomon's far-reaching influence and vast trading network. But the most enigmatic discovery waited in a shadowy alcove, a locked chest covered in mysterious symbols. Unlike anything previously found in archaeological records, this chest seemed to pulse with its own energy. Dr. Carter suspected it might contain the king's most precious possessions, but opening it would require careful study of the unusual locking mechanism. As the team prepared for detailed documentation, they could not shake the feeling that they had barely scratched the surface. The first chamber alone contained enough artifacts to fill museums, but doorways leading deeper into the tomb promised even greater discoveries ahead. The question now was not just what they had found, but what these treasures could tell us about Solomon's legendary wealth. As they moved toward the inner chambers, the team wondered if the stories of Solomon's riches had actually understated the truth. Are the legends of Solomon's wealth true? The archaeological team stood in awe as their flashlights revealed glimmers of gold that seemed to dance across the chamber walls. Like stars scattered across a midnight sky, precious metals and gems sparkled everywhere they looked. The legends of King Solomon's wealth were not just stories. They were massive understatements. The tomb contained wealth beyond imagination, making Fort Knox look like a piggy bank. Golden artifacts lined the walls in neat rows, each piece telling its own story of ancient craftsmanship. The centerpiece of this treasure trove was Solomon's legendary throne, made of pure gold and ivory. It featured 6 steps with 12 golden lions standing guard. Each lion represented one of the 12 tribes of Israel. The throne's armrests bore intricate carvings depicting scenes from Solomon's most famous judgments. Dr. Emily Carter's hands trembled as she examined a collection of solid gold vessels. These were not just any containers. They were the sacred vessels used in Solomon's temple, and each piece bore inscriptions in ancient Hebrew detailing its purpose and the specific ceremonies it served. The team discovered something extraordinary: evidence of Solomon's trading networks. Precious items from distant lands filled numerous chests, including peacock feathers from India, ivory from Africa, and silk from China. These findings confirmed historical accounts of Solomon's far-reaching trade routes. Perhaps most stunning was the collection of precious stones: emeralds the size of eggs, rubies that glowed like fire, and diamonds that could blind you if they caught the light just right. But one gem stood out: a mysterious blue stone that scholars believe might be the famous shamir, mentioned in ancient texts as having supernatural properties. The wealth was not just in gold and jewels. The tomb contained perfectly preserved scrolls written in Solomon's own hand. These documents detailed his business transactions, diplomatic relationships, and most importantly, his famous wisdom teachings that were not included in biblical accounts. One corner of the chamber held something unexpected: a collection of ancient musical instruments, including the famous 10-stringed harp Solomon himself played, still intact after 5 millennia. The craftsmanship suggested these were not just instruments, but works of art meant for royal ceremonies. The archaeological team estimated the tomb's contents could be worth billions in today's market. However, the historical and cultural value far exceeds any monetary worth. Each artifact provides unprecedented insights into ancient Israeli royal life and commerce. Modern analysis revealed something fascinating about the gold's composition. It matched perfectly with historical records of mines in Ophir, proving Solomon's famous gold-gathering expeditions were real. The purity levels of the gold exceeded modern refinement capabilities, but among all these riches, one simple clay tablet caught everyone's attention. It contained Solomon's personal reflections on wealth, eerily echoing his words in Ecclesiastes: "He who loves money will not be satisfied with money." Even surrounded by unimaginable riches, the wise king understood that true value lay elsewhere. As the team prepared to examine more mysterious artifacts, they could not help but wonder what other secrets these ancient treasures might reveal. The next chamber promised to hold even more fascinating discoveries that could reshape our understanding of biblical history. Mysterious artifacts discovered inside the team's hearts raced as they unveiled an array of mystifying artifacts within Solomon's tomb. Like pieces of an ancient puzzle, each discovery painted a vivid picture of the legendary king's life and reign. A golden scepter, adorned with lapis lazuli, caught the archaeologist's attention first. The craftsmanship showed remarkable precision that would challenge even modern artisans. Dr. Carter noted how the intricate patterns matched descriptions from ancient Hebrew texts. The team uncovered a collection of scrolls sealed in copper cylinders. These precious documents remained remarkably preserved thanks to the tomb's perfect environmental conditions. Initial translations revealed previously unknown wisdom writings attributed to Solomon himself. A peculiar mechanical device baffled the researchers. The bronze contraption featured interlocking gears and dials covered in ancient Hebrew markings. Some experts suggested it might be an early astronomical calculator used to track celestial movements. The discovery of Solomon's personal seal ring sent shockwaves through the archaeological community. The ring bore the six-pointed star design and matched historical accounts perfectly. Testing confirmed the gold dated back to exactly 970 BCE. Among the most intriguing finds was a crystal orb filled with an unknown liquid. When light hit it just right, the substance created mesmerizing patterns across the tomb walls. Scientists were still analyzing its chemical composition. The team found ceremonial robes woven with gold thread and precious stones. The garment's preservation quality stunned textile experts who claimed such craftsmanship should not have been possible in that era. A collection of exotic spices and perfumes in alabaster jars lined one chamber wall. These aromatic treasures came from trade routes spanning Africa to India. Some specimens represented extinct plant species unknown to modern botany. Perhaps most fascinating was a series of coded tablets describing advanced mathematical concepts. The numerical systems suggested Solomon's kingdom possessed scientific knowledge far beyond what historians had previously believed possible. Hidden compartments revealed diplomatic correspondence with ancient kingdoms, including Egypt and Phoenicia. These letters shed new light on political alliances and trade relationships of the biblical era. The archaeological team discovered musical instruments unlike any seen before. The unique designs hinted at sophisticated acoustic engineering that predated similar developments by centuries. A mysterious black box covered in warnings and seals drew intense speculation. Following careful analysis, researchers determined it contained detailed maps of underground tunnels beneath Jerusalem's Temple Mount. Every artifact challenged existing theories about ancient technological capabilities. The level of advancement suggested in these finds forced historians to reconsider the sophistication of Solomon's reign. As word spread about these discoveries, experts from various fields rushed to study the implications. Each item seemed to unlock new questions about humanity's past achievements and capabilities. The tomb's treasures continued revealing their secrets through ongoing research and analysis. Like a window into the past, these artifacts offered unprecedented insights into one of history's most enigmatic rulers. The next phase of investigation would focus on something even more remarkable: ancient inscriptions that could rewrite history as we know it. The messages carved into the tomb's walls held clues that would shake the foundations of modern archaeological understanding. What did the inscriptions inside Solomon's tomb really reveal? At first, they looked like nothing more than decorative carvings, ancient symbols etched into cold stone. But the moment Dr. Emily Carter ran her fingers across the walls, everything changed. These weren't decorations. They were messages, whispers from a world that had been silent for 3,000 years. On the eastern wall, the team uncovered something extraordinary, a previously unknown prayer. It wasn't public, it wasn't ceremonial, it felt personal. "May wisdom guide my hand as stars guide sailors," it read. In that single line, you could feel the weight of a king struggling with power, responsibility, and doubt. For the first time, Solomon didn't feel like a legend. He felt human. Then came the ceiling. Etched above them were detailed astronomical charts, precise alignments of stars that matched the sky from 3,000 years ago. This wasn't guesswork. This was advanced science. It proved that the ancient Israelites understood celestial movements far better than historians had ever imagined, tracking seasons and lunar cycles with stunning accuracy. Behind a hidden panel, the discoveries became even more intense. The team uncovered diplomatic letters, real correspondence with Egypt, Phoenicia, and distant kingdoms. These weren't myths. They were proof of a vast political network, showing that Solomon's influence reached far beyond what traditional accounts suggested. On the Western Wall, something unexpected appeared: medical knowledge, detailed instructions for healing, blending practical remedies with spiritual insight. One inscription described using honey to treat wounds, a method modern science now confirms as effective. Suddenly, ancient medicine didn't seem primitive. It seemed ahead of its time. Several inscriptions spoke of the Queen of Sheba, not as a myth, but as a powerful ally. They described her sharing knowledge on agriculture and water systems, revealing a partnership that reshaped how we understand her role in history. But some messages were far more mysterious. Encoded texts, carefully hidden, took weeks to decipher. When Dr. Robert Hughes finally cracked them, they revealed secret construction techniques used to build the first temple. Techniques so precise, they raise a question we still can't answer. How did they achieve this without modern tools? Near the burial chamber, the tone shifted. Craftsmen had left behind personal notes. One read, "For our wise king, we built this with love." In that moment, the tomb stopped being just a monument. It became something deeply human. Warnings were also carved into the walls, messages cautioning against disturbing the tomb. Some called them curses. Others believed they were the reason it remained untouched for thousands of years. Then came one of the most unexpected finds: musical notations carved into the northern wall, ancient melodies frozen in stone. Experts now believe these could recreate the actual sounds of Solomon's court, bridging a 3,000-year gap in music history. The sheer scale of writing revealed something bigger. This tomb wasn't just a resting place, it was a library. Each wall held knowledge, science, politics, medicine, art, organized like chapters in a massive stone archive. And as the team kept digging, the implications only grew. This discovery doesn't just add to history, it rewrites it. Solomon is no longer just a biblical figure. The physical evidence, artifacts, seals, writings, confirms he was real and far more influential than we imagined. The architecture alone challenges everything we thought we knew about ancient engineering. The precision, the hidden mechanisms, it suggests lost knowledge, techniques that somehow disappeared over time. Even more astonishing, modern technology is still uncovering new chambers within the tomb. Each one reveals another layer, like a puzzle that refuses to end. The preservation methods found inside rival those of ancient Egypt, hinting at cultural exchange. Climate data extracted from the materials is now helping scientists understand environmental patterns from 3,000 years ago, meaning the past is actively informing our future. Dr. Carter's team has already catalogued over 300 artifacts, including what may be Solomon's personal writings, not decrees, but reflections on leadership, justice, and human nature. When I started, she admits, people said this was impossible. Now she's helping rewrite history. And maybe the most powerful truth of all is this: every answer they uncover leads to 10 more questions. As the sun sets over the excavation site, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just about the past anymore. It's about everything we still don't understand.